Let me hit you with a truth bomb right here. You think you're addicted to porn. Well, you're not. That's just the symptom. What you're really addicted to is comfort, procrastination, mediocrity, the victim mentality, instant gratification, self-sabotage, and limiting beliefs. Porn is just where those addictions show up. Until you face those things head on, you're never going to break free. In today's episode of The Rebuilt Man, I'm exposing the 7 addictions that are keeping men stuck. And if you've ever wondered why you're relapsing, why you feel numb, why you're not leading like the man that God has called you to be, brother, this is your wake-up call. Before we get into the episode here today, let me remind you who we are and what it is we're doing here. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder of The Rebuilt Man. And it has been our mission for the last 6 years to help men just like you conquer porn addiction, step up, break free, and become the men that God has called them to be. If you're new to the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we're going to be dropping multiple episodes every single week. So make sure you never miss another episode by hitting that subscribe button right now. But the 7 addictions that are keeping men stuck, I've seen them day after day in our conversations, in our community. And when the men that reach out tell me they're looking to break free. Guys, the first addiction is the addiction to comfort. Guys, we live in a microwave society. We built a life of padded chairs, AC, and soft routines. And now men panic at the first sign of discomfort. That's why they run to porn. It's warm, it's soft, it's easy. It doesn't require anything from you. Studies show that regular exposure to digital ease rewires your brain to seek dopamine with minimal efforts. You become addicted to anything but trying. Dopamine is not the problem. It's dopamine absent of the hard work. That's why the solution here is to begin to seek hard things on a daily basis. Wake up and get up at the time that you said you're going to. Train yourself in discomfort every single day, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Make suffering a sacred part of your life and of your transformation. Cold showers, sauna practices, hard workouts, difficult conversations. If you find yourself being addicted to comfort, the only path out of it is to begin to seek discomfort on a daily basis. Addiction number 2 is the addiction to mediocrity. You keep settling for low bars. You made peace with being just okay. In my opinion, this is the byproduct of the participation trophy society. And guess what? Porn fits right into your mediocre life. There's no excellence. There's no standard. There's no edge. The average man today watches porn 2+ hours per week. That's 100 hours a year of wasted life force. That's 2.5 working full weeks. What could you be doing? Who could you be becoming? What greatness could you be accomplishing with 100 additional hours of work on yourself, of work on your body, of work on your relationships, of work on your purpose, of work on your mission? Guys, we got to stop settling for mediocrity. We got to raise our standards in every single area of our life, starting with our fitness, starting with our finances, our relationships, our community. Today is the day that we have to declare war on mediocrity and start showing up with purpose and intention. The addiction to mediocrity is robbing men's lives. And if you don't wake up, you'll reach the end and you'll regret it. Guys, addiction number 3 here is the addiction to procrastination. Most men don't relapse because they're weak. They relapse because they're putting off doing the real work. They tell themselves, oh, I'll start Monday. Oh, I'll start next week, week after week. The dopamine hit from planning change can replace the action in and of itself. Every time we talk about what we want to do, we get a hit of dopamine. It becomes a trap. You feel like you're making progress because you're telling people what you're going to do. But then you look back on your life and you realize you're in the same exact place that you were a year ago. Guys, we got to stop settling for procrastination. We got to start taking action today. Free men take action day after day. They have a plan, a vision, a purpose for who it is they're trying to become. They seek the hard thing and do the hard thing immediately every single day. No more waiting. They don't rely on motivation, though. They install systems into their lives. Things like alarms, reverse alarms, habit stacking, planning, daily accountability, community to hold you to a higher standard. Procrastination, though, is going to keep you in the same place. And in time, you're going to find yourself slipping, falling back. And once again, you'll wake up when you're 80 with a life of unfilled purposes. Addiction number 4 here is the addiction to victim mentality. You say things like, I just can't help it. This is how I've always been. This is who I am. These things happen to me. This is that victim language, that victim mindset. That's your weakness talking. Brother, you weren't created to be a slave to your feelings and emotions. You were put on this earth to conquer, to carry, to hold dominion in a territory where your purpose is waiting for you. 90% of addicts repeat phrases that externalize control. It's because this happened. It's because she triggered me. It's because I was feeling this type of way. Victim thinking justifies the behavior instead of looking within and transforming it. You want to get out of it? You want to stop being a victim to your life? You got to start practicing radical responsibility and ownership. Everything in your life is your fault. And until you embrace that mentality, until you embrace that way of thinking, you'll always stay stuck. Start by writing down the lies that you used to believe and replace them with the truth-based affirmations. Instead of this happened to me, how do the things in your life happen for you? But brother, victim mentality, victim mindset will keep you trapped and paralyzed in a fragment of who you're supposed to be. The 5th addiction here is the addiction to instant gratification. This is our microwave society shining through. We live in the era of Amazon Prime, DoorDash, Uber, dopamine on demand, Netflix streaming. Porn is the ultimate fast food pleasure. But the problem here is it starves you from your soul. We know that instant gratification erodes discipline and long-term planning. It hijacks your prefrontal cortex and trains impulsive action over aligned decision-making with purpose. Can you deny yourself of the marshmallow? Can you deny yourself? Can you begin to practice regular denial, self-denial, denial of the flesh? Train this daily and weekly. Fast from your phone, fast from food, fast from sex. Replace the word instant with intentional. Intentional training, intentional lifting, intentional reading, intentional development on becoming the man that you're supposed to be. Brother, it's hard out there. The world is working against you. Everywhere you go, there's a button that you can push that can give you instant feeling of gratification. So you got to rise up. You got to be stronger than the world around you. The 6th addiction here is the addiction to self-sabotage. Many of you are addicted to failing due to self-worth, lack of confidence, lack of belief within. You get real close to this breakthrough, but then boom, it all comes crashing down. Why is that? Because success terrifies a man who doesn't love himself. We've seen this in trauma survivors. They will subconsciously repeat destructive cycles just to maintain in familiar chaos. This requires massive identity work, though. You got to redefine who you are, redefine what your worth is. Forgive yourself. And I mean, actually forgive yourself. Replace your failure rituals with success anchors. What are daily success anchors? Not hitting snooze, getting in the gym, following a diet, flesh denial, fasting, development work on your mind, your body, your soul. I know what this can feel like. I struggled with it for years. I'd get close to the top and then it all would come crashing down because that internal lack of belief that I held was keeping me in the cycle. And this takes us into our 7th addiction here, the addiction to limiting beliefs. You constantly tell yourself stories like, I'm not good enough. I'll never be free. I was just wired this way. Brother, that's not your identity speaking. That's your programming. And I'm sorry if you were brought up in environments that limited your thinking. But go back to the time when you were a young boy. The world, the opportunity, the potential was endless. Bring that inner child back out. We know our neural pathways are formed by the repeated thoughts. So what you are constantly thinking on a daily basis literally becomes your biology. You have to be proactive here. You have to rewire your mind on a daily basis. Romans 12:2, the renewing of your mind. Get in the word, journal, visualize, truthful affirmations. More importantly, surround yourself with brothers who speak life into you. Not the men that are going to tolerate your excuses and limited thinking. Until you can shatter these limiting beliefs and begin to live in a limitless belief environment, you'll stay exactly where you are right now. I'm going to challenge you with something here, though. The next time you relapse, don't ask the question, why do I keep going back to porn? But start asking, what am I addicted to underneath this? You're not a porn addict. You're just a man who's been numbed out by thousands of comfort traps. But there is hope because you can break free, not just from porn, but from everything that's keeping you small. Brother, if you're ready to go deeper and actually rewire your brain from the inside out, I built something just for you. It's called the 7-Day Porn Reset, and it's completely free. And it's inside our Rebuilt Man School community. Within the 7-Day Reset, you'll get daily challenges, real accountability, and a brotherhood of men who are walking the same path with you. You can join now for free for 7 days. If you visit therebuiltman.com/7-day reset or click the link down there in the show notes below, it takes us a few minutes to log in and get started, but you can begin to take action in conquering these addictions today. Let's work together to rebuild you into the man that God has called you and created to be. Join the 7-Day Reset right now by clicking the link below. But we love you guys and we believe in you. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside.